Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Haley, and today we're finally back.
We kind of had a externally imposed break from videos for a little bit due to some personal health stuff and all that.
We're not going to get into that though because this channel is for fun stuff, and that was not very fun.
So I think this video we're planning on talking about the picking each other's TBR challenge that we were doing.
Yeah, we picked each other's TBR in August. We each picked 3 books.
3, yeah.
Yeah. And we both finished all of them, though I don't think Jonathan finished all of his in the month of August.
I think I overran by a bit, yeah. But we finished them all, and now we're going to talk about them.
You want to go first?
Sure. I realize now I've forgotten to look up the authors of the books. It's been a little while since I read them. We'll put it in the text and all that, though. So I read The Serpent King.
By Jeff Zentner.
Yes, that sounds right.
I know.
Which I really enjoyed. It's YA about the son of a pastor. What the...
He's
Pentecostal?
Yeah, but the specific kind, the snake handling.
Yeah. And speaking in tongues and faith healing and all that fun stuff. Honestly, it's kind of difficult to talk about too much without spoiling things, I feel like. But it intensely reminds me of John Green's writing in the best possible ways. Like, I'm totally going to use it for a read-alike if we ever do, like, a read-alike on John Green. Because, man, also be prepared to cry.
I cry a lot, just...
Yeah, I mean, it takes a little bit to hit, but when it hits hard. So yeah, that's I can't say any more without huge spoilers, but be prepared. Be prepared.
So, was it a good pick for you? I think that's kind of the real ultimate.
Fair. Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, I love John Green stuff, and it's not the sort of thing that I would pick for myself, but I really liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. I kind of knew you would when I read it. That's why I put it in thing, because you like John Green stuff, and that's the only YA you really have a lot of exposure to.
Yeah.
The first one...
Oh, go ahead.
The first one I read that you gave me was Anthem, which was super long. It's like almost 1,000 pages. I'm really surprised I read all of mine in the month of August, because he gave me 2 really long books.
By Neil Stephenson.
Oh yeah, Anthem is by Neil Stephenson. I had a minute, I was like, why are you whispering Neil Stephenson to me? But it's really good. I gave it, I think, 4 out of 5 stars. I almost gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And honestly, if it weren't for a few just like personal, like, ethical issues with some things in the book, I probably would have, just because there's a fat character. They're not very nice too. Kind of a, what's his name from Game of Thrones? Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. They treat a character kind of like Sam from Game of Thrones. I didn't like it very much. But other than that, the book is great. Like, it is one of the most atmospheric and like, so detailed books I've ever read, and I love that. I love world building. Are you good?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was thinking it too. Our daughter is constantly asking anytime you like cough or give the slightest sign of distress, are you okay? And it's like, yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay?
But it's really detailed. I love world building, and this definitely has that. It is a story about secular monks, is the best way I can put it. They're like very devoted to science, and they like shut themselves away for long periods of time. Some of them like a year, some like 10 years, some like 100 years, some like 1,000 years. Like, they go way deep into hiding to like isolate themselves from politics and stuff. And technology, for some reason I don't understand. I read this whole book. I still don't understand why they don't want more technology. They're science people. It doesn't make sense to me.
From what I remember, that it was like externally imposed, as in the outside world was like, we're afraid of you with having all this advanced technology.
Oh, that makes more
You're not
sense.
allowed to have...
I thought it was the inside people. Not the monks, but the central clockwork people. The people who work on the clockwork.
No.
Opposed to. Anyway.
They're just a, like, computer specific
They're really into
order.
clocks. That's another thing about the book. They're really into clocks. But there is a discovery that I will not spoil because it's the, like, meat of the book. And you get to see a lot of what it would mean for your entire, like, universal worldview to be challenged. It's a very interesting book. I liked it a lot. I liked the main characters.
It's one of my favorites. I was really
It's got,
excited
like,
for her to
road
read it.
trippy elements and deep friendships and lots of, like, little teachable story moments, which I really like. I understood some math stuff. I don't understand any math stuff, but I understood that.
Hmm?
Yeah, it was a really good pick for me. It was actually on my books to read this year. I asked him to pick it for me because I knew he wanted me to read it real bad.
Yeah, I did want her to read it.
He would
really
not
bad.
stop telling me about it. I was like, okay, so when we do this, you need to pick him.
Yep.
I rambled on long enough about that book.
So the next book that I read was The Likeness by, I forget.
Tana French. It is...
Used to be up there.
Used to be up there. It's not there anymore.
It is really interesting. It's a, like, police mystery type thing set in Ireland. It's very much outside my, like, usual sorts of thing I read, but it's a detective, like a murder victim turns up, and again, this is all, you know, first, like, 10, 20 pages type stuff, but turns up, and it's someone who looks exactly like her, and is also using a alias that she used for undercover work in the past, and, you know, like, they're just trying to figure out, like, what is your connection to this person? How did she end up with your, you know, looking exactly like you and using a name that you used to use? And they, like, decide to have her go undercover as the victim, you know, and, like, assume her life for a while trying to find it out. And it's, like, I'm not going to spoil the ending or anything like that, obviously, but it's a really interesting, like, slice of life type thing, a perspective into this group of college students that she lived with and just their, like, interpersonal dynamics and secrets and all that. And it's a great, like, the book at its core, I feel like, is less the murder mystery and more the portraits of these people's, like, personalities and relationships to each other and all that, and just trying to, like, fully realize these characters as completely as possible. It's a great, like, imagining people complexly type book. Definitely, like, a change of pace for me, but it was really good. Excuse me.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have suggested any other type of murder, like, mystery thing to you, because that's not really your thing. But I just think that's an excellent book.
It really
like,
was.
more than just in, like, it's an excellent mystery book. It's just a good book.
Yeah, it was very good.
What's the next one I read? Oh, Fuzzy Nation by John Scalzi.
Scalzi, I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Which was really cute, and I thought I was going to hate it from the cover. I was really prepared to hate that book and think it was terrible. I loved it. It's about, like, a, like, minor forester type person.
Like prospector, I think.
Yeah, something. Like, they on a, like, newly-ish discovered planet who's working in mapping and stuff, and he's not very well liked. He's sort of curmudgeonly, and he discovers that there may or may not be intelligent life on the planet. That is the core question. Is it or is it not intelligent life? It is really different than I thought it was going to be. The cover is super misleading. It looks like military sci-fi.
John Scalzi mostly writes military
It is
sci-fi.
not military sci-fi. It's a courtroom drama in outer space. And it's excellent. I really liked it a lot. Also super cute. Like, everything in the book is so cute. Like, every single minute in the book is just, like, full of cute crap. There's, like, a bomb setting off dog. Somebody taught a dog to set off bombs for no reason. Just
For, like,
to do it. For, like, excavating. Like, to detonate the bombs. They think it's funny. There's, like,
Have him push the plunger or whatever.
cute little Ewok-y type guys. They're so cute. I don't know. I liked it a lot. You should read it. Honestly, it was a way better pick for me than I would have assumed. He did a good job.
I lucked out.
It's also very short and, like, quick read. I read it in, like, 45
It's the popcorn
minutes.
fiction
Like,
type thing, I feel like.
very enjoyable.
The last book that I read was Space Opera by, I've forgotten, again, we'll put it...
Catherine Valenti.
That sounds right.
Yes, Catherine and Valenti.
Which is, like, the basic premise of it is Eurovision in space. For those not familiar, Europe has this big singing competition where every country sends like musical act, and then they have like a reality TV show type thing where they try and top each other and win the voters' appeal and all that, and then they have won Eurovision, and it's just good wholesome fun and all that sort of stuff. And in this, it's aliens just got over fighting a huge war over, like, are you a person or not? Like, are you a person or are you food with each other? And we're like, well, we've decided to not do that again. And the way we've decided to do this is every time we discover a new, possibly intelligent species, we hold one of these. And if they don't do better than last place, they are not people, and we vaporize them. And if they do better than that, then
that's an intense, like, twist to that book. I had not read this book. I recommended it to him because I had seen a different recommendation that made me think he would like it.
Yeah, honestly, and I mean, I'm going on way too much about the plot because it's not a plot-heavy book in any sense of the word or anything like that. It is a strange book and is full of just this, like, hyperbolic scenery chewing descriptions of the setting and just like super like florid prose and all that, and just describing how weird and alien all these species are and things like that, and it's trippy. I honestly, of the three, I liked it, but it's probably my least favorite of the set, just because it's not the sort of and I'd hesitate even really to call it sci-fi exactly. It reminds me more of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy than like science fiction.
So it's more like fantasy in space.
Yeah, it definitely is. And but I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's very like inclusive, and the main character's like bisexual, pansexual, something like there's a lot of things like that in it that's just, it's nice and wholesome and very silly, and I had a lot of fun with it. But I'm not going to be making any top 10s for me, I think.
Well, dang, Hank Green.
Sorry.
I got the recommendation for you. That was the other...
I'm holding you personally responsible.
I feel really uncomfortable having pointed my finger at Hank Green, even though he will never see this. Stop. You're a nice person. I liked your book. Like, a lot. I read it recently. It was amazing.
It's on my TBR. So.
Oh, the last book I read was Walk Away by Cory Doctorow. I've read a lot of Doctorow before, so I kind of expected to like it, and I did. Though, I do think it's my least favorite I read of the three.
Honestly, it's his first YA fiction in years, and I don't like his non-YA fiction as much.
I really like it still. It had a lot of issues in it that I found very, relatable and, timely to read about, which was nice. It's about people in, a dystopian, very capitalist future who walk away from society out into, the wilderness and make their own communities, but they're not, living, you would think, like a commune, because they're very advanced. They have very advanced 3D printing and, bioprinting and things like that. But the real thing the book is about is what it's about, what does death actually equal, and what would the singularity mean in terms of capitalism, which is an interesting topic. It's very dense and difficult to read, and a lot of the characters are super
by design, I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to, especially if you're a leftist, I think you're supposed to kind of not like them because they're everything you don't like about you. I don't know. It can be really hard to read, but it's also really good. There was a lot of romance in it that I found very enjoyable. Though, Cory Doctorow, stop writing sex scenes. It's really uncomfortable. You're super bad at it. I don't like it. Don't make me read them to read your books. Oh my god. But there was a scene where they were like describing this really cool like bathing setup. It's one of my favorite scenes I've ever read by Cory Doctorow, because usually they're all very like technical and political and whatever, and this was just like very like sensual, and I mean that not in like the sexy way, but in the literal like involves the senses.
Evocative.
Yeah, and it was really good writing. It really made me want to take a bath. Like, I liked it a lot. It was my least favorite book, but it was like the safest pick, I think, because I like Cory Doctorow.
Actually, I was pretty sure you were gonna like Anthem.
Oh,
too,
that's
but...
fair. That's just my kind of thing. That makes sense. Yeah, but I think I wouldn't recommend Walk Away to a lot of people though, because I don't think that it's going to be a very good read unless it's like impactful for you as a person. If you're a leftist, like pretty far leftist, it's a good read. If you're really into the singularity, it's a pretty good read. If you're into the idea of like being a prepper and walking out into the wilderness, it's also a good read. If you don't fall into one of those three groups or more, like, I don't know.
Or if you don't like already really like Cory Doctorow stuff.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have a hard time with it. But it was still a really good book, and I liked it.
Well, I think that about wraps up our...
Who picked better? Dun dun dun.
Don't know. I think y'all might have to decide that.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean,
yeah.
I can't really say, oh, I picked better. So, I mean, of course we're both going to say...
Actually, I think you picked better than I did. Because I definitely just assigned you the likeness because it's one of my top 5 favorite books. I did not care if you would like it or not. I just really wanted you to read it. And I didn't even read the third book I recommended to you.
I lucked out in that I knew you would really like Anthem, but I love Anthem so much that that was kind of a like, read it. You will read it. Read the store stopper book.
Like we said, we will have a couple of like wrap-up type videos coming soon. We're going to try and get back to having videos out like once a week probably, because the holidays are coming up, so we're not going to try and do more than one a week. And it was nice to talk to everyone again. Comment.
Yeah, tell us who you think did the better job
Yes.
picking. If you like this video, we would really appreciate a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you want to see more stuff from us. We're back. So, links to our Goodreads, social media, etc. down in the doodly-doo. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.